Good evening, everyone, and welcome to Meadow Creek High School. Buenas tardes a todos y bienvenidos a Escuela de Meadow Creek. On behalf of our students, staff, families, and the Gwinnett County Board of Education, we are so glad you are all here tonight. Please join me in welcoming our JROTC leaders in the presentation of our colors. Cadet Airman Stephanie Lopez Martinez, Cadet Airman Monica Sanchez Alcero, Cadet Senior Airman Shirley Del Cid Carrillo, Cadet Airman First Class Barbara Camargo, and Cadet Captain Yurabel Soto will lead us in the Pledge of Allegiance. Please stand.
I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republics of which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
You may be seated. Thank you for being here tonight and taking your time to connect with our Board of Education. As a reminder, tonight's meeting is being streamed and recorded. There are two options for watching the stream, and that information is on the screen now. The recording will be available tomorrow on the GCPS website and app. Tonight is an exciting and important opportunity for our community as we begin getting to know our new superintendent, Dr. Alexandra Estrella. Dr. Estrella brings to GCPS more than 30 years of experience in public education and has led a district recognized for strong academic growth, improved graduation rates, and expanded support for students. She is known for her focus on high-quality teaching and learning and her commitment to ensure that every student has the opportunity to succeed. We are proud to welcome Dr. Estrella to Gwinnett County Public Schools, and we look forward to her leadership she brings to our and continuous moving forward. To welcome Dr. Estrella to our school, I'd like to take a moment to share a few things that make Meadow Creek High School and the larger Meadow Creek community so special. One of our greatest strengths is our diverse and supportive community. We embrace the natural assets our community brings of resiliency and perseverance. Over 80% of our graduates at Meadow Creek and McClure speak multiple languages. We welcome our families as active partners in our school, and in fact, our parents have formed a parent-led cultural dance group that celebrates and honors our shared identities. Meadow Creek Cluster Schools share a common instructional framework, instructional conversations, a language-rich, student-centered pedagogy that strengthens literacy engagement and higher-order thinking. The Meadow Creek Cluster was awarded the GCPS Unity Award in recognition of strong collaboration and vertical planning. Meadow Creek Elementary School was recognized as a 24-25 literacy leader by the Georgia Department of Education. Graves Elementary School was recognized as a math leader school by the Georgia Department of Education. McClure Health Science High School has the highest graduation rate among Title I schools at 93%. The partnership between the International Transition Center and Meadow Creek High School has resulted in 39 graduates last year from Meadow Creek. Over the past 5 years, Meadow Creek High School has increased its advanced placement participation and advanced placement coursework more than doubled, while the percentage of students earning college credit has increased from 26% to 53%. McClure Health Science High School has also been named the College Board Gold Level Honor School. Our community also excels on and off the field. Our boys basketball and boys soccer teams have both earned region titles, reflecting our success. By the way, our boys soccer team plays this Friday night here versus Tequila High School in the Sweet 16. Come cheer us on. We are proud of our students, our staff, and the strong partnership we have with our families and the community. We look forward to the leadership of Dr. Estrella to continue leading our district forward, improving student achievement, and strengthening our community. At this time, it is my honor to introduce our board chair, representative from District 5, Board Chair Dr. Therese Morgan Johnson. En este momento es honorio para mí presentar a nuestra representante de la Junta de Educación para el Distrito 5, la presidenta de la Junta, la doctora Therese Johnson Morgan.
Good evening. Buenas tardes. I want to begin with gratitude. Thank you for the team at Meadow Creek High School for hosting us this evening. To our custodian staff, workers, security team, thank you to our teachers, to our leaders and administrators, and everyone tonight who made this night possible. We honor your commitment. And to our students, you are the center of everything we do. To Dr. Estrella, thank you for choosing GCPS. Now I want to share a few words from Maya Angelou, slightly edited, and what she offered in a moment of transition that called for courage and collective responsibility. For this time is dawning for you. History, despite its wretched pain, cannot be unlived, but if faced with courage, cannot be lived again. Lift up your eyes and give birth again to the dream. Lift up your hearts and hold your heart for new beginnings. Do not be wedded forever to fear, yoked eternally to brutishness. The horizon leans forward, offering you a space and a place for new steps of change. Here, on the pulse of this new leadership, you may give the grace to look up and out, and in your sister's eyes and in your brother's face and your counter, and say very simply with hope, grace and dignity for all. We move forward together. This is the call of this moment, to face truth with courage, to release fear, to choose hope, and to shape a future together that reflects the humanity of every child, every family, and every educator in this community. And that is exactly where we are today, in this moment of transition and this moment of possibility. And that is why the leadership of Dr. Estrella matters. Dr. Estrella brings a strong track record of improving student outcomes, strengthening instruction, and building trust in diverse communities like District 5. She understands that real progress comes from listening, learning, and from keeping students at the center of every decision. So this is our moment as a community to root ourselves in what we believe, that equity and belonging must be lived experiences, and that every student deserves to be seen, heard, supported, valued, and that every educator and staff member and educational support professional deserves to be respected and equipped to do their best work because they care for our children. La doctora Estrella aporta una sólida trayectoria en la mejora de los resultados estudiantiles, el fortalecimiento de la instrucción y la construcción de confianza en las comunidades diversas como el de Distrito 5. Ella comprende que el verdadero progreso surge de escuchar, de aprender y de mantener a los estudiantes en el centro de cada decisión. The board engaged in a thoughtful process, a comprehensive year-long search to identify the next leader of Gwinnett County Public Schools. Throughout that process, we prioritized listening, gathering input from our community, our staff, and our families. And just last month, we unanimously approved Dr. Estrella as our new superintendent. her ability to lead this district forward as she comes with experience from one of the largest school districts in the world, New York City Public Schools, and her experience most recently at Newark Public Schools. Dr. Estrella is committed to students being at the center of every decision and focusing her actions on closing the gaps to ensure equality, equity, and justice for all. I want to ground us in the words of an Afro-Latino intellectual, Arturo Alfonso Schomburg, who said, "The African-American Negro must remake his past in order to make his future." And that spirit lives in all of us, in every community member, regardless of race or culture or background or language or religion. The spirit lives in our families, it lives in our students, and it shapes what comes next. So it is now fitting to hear from one of our students, the most precious voices of our school system, and a tremendous leader. I welcome you, and I'm pleased and honored to invite you to listen to the words of our Meadow Creek High School student, Allison Jacome, to welcome Dr. Estrella. Thank you, Allison. Thank you.
Good evening, everyone. My name is Allison Jacome. I am a senior here at Meadow Creek High School. I am deeply involved in the vibrant community here at Meadow Creek, and it's been an honor to serve in several leadership roles as president of HOPE, Hispanic organization promoting education. I work to empower my peers through academic and leadership opportunities. I am also a member of the senior committee, where we work hard to manage our class activities and ensure an unforgettable final year for every senior. Beyond our campus, I serve as a peer leader, traveling to local elementary schools to assist teachers and mentor younger students. My time here has also been defined by athletics and academics. I played in our softball team, celebrating some incredible wins this season, and I have recently selected as a CTAE nominee for our school. What I cherish most about Meadow Creek is our genuine bond students can build with our teachers, administrators, and counselors. I know they have personally helped me get to where I am today. The commitment and support they provide is truly unmatchable. I know who I want to become and exactly how to get there because of the guidance I received within these walls. Looking ahead, my goal is to become a successful accountant and eventually have my own real estate business. I will achieve this by studying at Columbus State University, an environment that I know will help me continue prosper and thrive. It is truly an honor to be here tonight and to help welcome someone who will play an important role in our future for our school, ensuring students like me have opportunity and access to a successful future. Dr. Alexandra Estrella brings more than 30 years of experience in public education, including leadership in large, diverse school systems before she led Community School District 4 at East Harlem, New York, part of the New York City Public School System, the largest school district in the country. In that role, she supported thousands of students, families, and staffs across multiple schools, focusing and improving on student achievements, strengthening instruction, and expanding opportunities for all students. As a superintendent, she continues to work by leading a district through the challenges of pandemic while achieving strong academic growth, increasing graduation rates, and improving students' attendance, especially for students who need the most support. She is known as an educational leader who believes in students, supports teachers, and works to ensure every student has access to high-quality education. As students, we know how important strong leadership is in shaping our school and our futures. It is reassuring to know that Dr. Estrella brings experience leading in large, complex schools system and has proven track records of helping students succeed. We are excited to welcome her to Gwinnett County Public School and look forward to what we can accomplish together. Buenas noches a todos. Mi nombre es Alison Jacome y soy una estudiante de último año aquí en Meadow Creek High School. Me involucro profundamente en la vibrante comunidad de Meadow Creek, donde he tenido el honor de desempeñar varios roles de liderazgo, como presidenta de Hope, organización hispana para promover la educación. Trabajo para empoderar mis compañeros a través de oportunidades académicas y liderazgo. También formo parte del comité de seniors, donde trabajamos duramente para gestionar nuestras actividades, asegurar que todos los últimos años sean olvidables para cada estudiante. Más allá de nuestro campus, me desempeño como líder de pares, peer leaders, visitando escuelas primarias locales para asistir a los maestros y ser mentora de estudiantes más jóvenes. Mi tiempo aquí también ha estado marcado por el deporte y la excelencia académica. Jugué en nuestro equipo de softball celebrando grandes victorias esta temporada y recientemente fui seleccionada como nominada de CTAE de nuestra escuela. Lo más que valoro de Meadow Creek es el vínculo genuino que los estudiantes pueden construir con nuestros maestros, administradores y consejeros. Sé que ellos me han ayudado personalmente a lograr donde yo estoy hoy y el compromiso que el apoyo que brindan es inigualable. Sé quién quiero ser y exactamente qué debo hacer para lograr gracias a la guía que he recibido en esta institución. Mirando hacia el futuro, mi meta es convertirme en una contratadora exitosa y eventualmente tener mi propia empresa de buenas raíces. Lograré este objetivo estudiando en Columbus State University, en entorno que sé que me ayudará a seguir y prosperar y creciendo. Es verdaderamente un honor estar aquí esta noche y ayudar a dar la bienvenida a alguien que desempeña un papel importante en el futuro de nuestras escuelas, asegurando que estudiantes como yo tengan oportunidades y acceso a un futuro exceso. La doctora Alexandra Estrella aporta más de 30 años de experiencia en la educación pública, incluyendo roles de liderazgo en grandes y diversos sistemas escolares. Antes de desempeñar como superintendente en Norwalk, Connecticut, dirigió el Distrito Escolar Comunitario 4 en East Harlem, Nueva York. Parte del sistema escolar público de la ciudad de Nueva York, el distrito escolar más grande del país. En ese encargo brindó apoyo a miles de estudiantes, familias y miembros de personal en múltiples escuelas, centrando el mejor rendimiento académico de los estudiantes, fortalecer la instrucción y ampliar las oportunidades para todos ellos. Como superintendente, continuó esta labor liderando un distrito a través de los desafíos de la pandemia, logrando al mismo tiempo un sólido crecimiento académico, aumentando las tasas de graduación y mejorando la asistencia escolar, especialmente para aquellos estudiantes que más apoyo necesitaban. Es reconocida como una líder educativa que cree en los estudiantes, apoya a los docentes y trabaja para generalizar que cada alumno tenga acceso a una educación de alta calidad. Como estudiantes sabemos lo importante que es contar con un liderazgo sólido para moldear nuestra escuela y nuestro futuro. Resulta tranquilizador saber que la doctora Estrella aporta experiencia en la dirección de sistemas escolares grandes y complejos y que cuenta con una trayectoria comprobada de ayudar a los estudiantes a alcanzar el éxito. Nos entusiasma darle la bienvenida a la Escuela Pública del Condado de Gwinnett y esperamos con interés lo que podemos lograr juntos. Les invito a unirse a mí para brindar una cálida bienvenida en nombre de la Escuela Pública del Condado de Gwinnett y nuestra próxima superintendente, la doctora Alexandra Estrella. Please join me in giving a warm Gwinnett County Public School welcome to our superintendent, Dr. Alexandra Estrella.
Good evening, everyone. Buenas tardes a todos. Es un placer estar aquí. It is such a pleasure to be here with you this evening. And as I introduce myself to you as your future superintendent, I think it's important to take a moment and speak a little bit about who I am as a person. And I'm going to start off by saying a little story about a really joyful tradition that my family and I have. So I'm the planner in the family. I'm the one that plans all the trips, that makes sure all the pictures happen, that holidays are scheduled, that Thanksgiving, Christmas, and New Year is determined. And one of the things that we have as a tradition is our yearly family photos. So I wanted to share with you today one of my precious moments with my family, my brother, sister, grandbaby, children, as well as my siblings. We have this tradition going now for several years, and it's something very dear to me because my family is really important. And when times get difficult, they are the thing that brings me the most joy. As a Latina of immigrant parents, my parents came to this country with a dream to make sure that every one of us, all three of us, were educated. So bringing my family together and coming together to celebrate is really important, particularly as those moments after our photo, we come together as a unit, have dinner, break bread together, and reminisce about the good, the bad, and the ugly, right? And also take moments to celebrate our accomplishments, but also celebrate our parents for coming to this country, doing the unthinkable to make sure that all three of us are faring well. My sister is an executive, well, she's a partner at Ernst & Young. My brother's an executive at Target. And that all happened because of the dream of two people coming to this country and making sure that their American dream could be made possible. Yo quería compartir con ustedes un pedazo de mí, algo que es muy importante para mí. Yo soy la planificadora en mi familia. Yo soy la que planifica los paseos, la Navidad, el Día del Pavo, el Año Nuevo. Y una de las tradiciones que yo he creado es tomarnos una foto familiar juntos. Y esa foto familiar para mí es muy importante porque es un momento de celebrar la familia, especialmente porque mis padres emigraron a este país con un sueño de asegurarse que nosotros tres, que somos tres niños, nos pudiéramos educar de la manera que ellos no pudieron. Y después de esa foto, nosotros cenamos juntos, hablamos de lo bueno, lo malo, y también tomamos un momento para celebrar a nuestros padres, especialmente porque ellos dejaron tantas cosas atrás para poder asegurarse que nosotros tuviéramos la educación que tenemos ahora. Mis hermanos son ejecutivos también, han logrado bastante, trabajan en compañías muy importantes. Fueron un poquito más inteligentes que yo porque ellos están en áreas que hacen mucho dinero. I'm saying that my siblings were a little smarter. They're in finance, so they're doing financially a lot better. We always joke about, especially my younger sibling at Ernst & Young. She's been doing phenomenal things as a partner, so I'm really proud of her. I'm also a mom of 3 wonderful children. I have twin boys that are in college, and I have a 24-year-old daughter who is a bilingual special education teacher, and I couldn't be prouder of her following my footsteps and being in service of children, most importantly, children that need us the most in many ways. So she brings a lot of sunshine to me. My boys, one is playing baseball, and he's hoping to go professional. And the other one is following his uncle and aunt's track in the field of finance. So I couldn't be prouder. They're soon graduating, and my wallet will be very happy after that happens. También soy muy orgullosa de tener 3 bellos niños, 2 varones que están ahora en la universidad, uno que está siguiendo los pasos de mi hermano y mi hermana, y otro que está muy involucrado en la pelota y está haciendo muy bien. Y mi niña es uno de mis grandes orgullos, que es una educadora de educación bilingüe y también está trabajando con niños que están están recibiendo servicio de educación especial. Y es un gran orgullo de verla a ella seguir mis pasos. And I think one of my biggest joys right now is being a glamma, not a grandma. So Giovanni has brought a lot of joy to my life. He brings me lots of sunshine. He officially is potty trained. I got a picture this morning that he had his first solo moment, so I'm really happy for him. And he is doing every day something new and interesting and gives me a lot of aha moments. So I'm really blessed to have him in my life. Y estoy muy orgullosa de ser una abuela. No sé cómo se dice glama en español, pero no le permito que me diga abuela. Y él me trae tanta felicidad. Por fin ya va al baño solo. Hoy fue su primer momento. Me mandaron una foto. Ya se pueden imaginar lo contenta que yo estaba. So that's just a little piece of who I am as a person and some of the things that I value. And I'm pretty sure that everyone in this room has a little piece of sunshine that they pull towards, particularly in moments of hardship. And for me, that's my family. As I embark in this journey, I'm going to look at this work in collaboration with you because this work can be done in isolation. So the first thing that I'm seeking to do is to listen and to learn from you because the work cannot be done alone. It really takes a village. I've been asked a number of times in a few conversations that I've had thus far, what is your vision around the work ahead? And I can't name that yet because in order for me to create the vision, I need to make sure that I fully understand what we as a collective community want to see on behalf of our scholars, right? I can talk to you about my why, and my why being our scholars, the children that we serve day in and day out. They are the reasons why we do this important work. They are the reason why I wake up every day with joy to come and serve. So I'm hoping that as we work together in learning about each other and learning about the great things that are within our organization, as well as the things that we need to work collectively to enhance and strengthen, that we can collectively develop a vision that will be future focused and allow us to move forward. Una de las cosas que me han preguntado muchas veces es, ¿qué es tu visión en el trabajo? Y le he contestado que ahora mismo no puedo decirle a ustedes cuál es la visión, porque la visión mía tiene que ser parte de lo que ustedes también quieren. Y tenemos que hacer eso juntos. Se toma una comunidad completa para poder hacer este trabajo importante. Y yo espero trabajar con ustedes para poder desarrollar una visión que juntos podamos mover hacia adelante. Y estoy muy emocionada para hacer eso junto a ustedes. At the same time, I'm going to be actively listening, but also to learn, to understand, and to work alongside you in doing the important work. A few days ago, I was asked what am I implanting in Gwinnett from my prior experiences. And I can't implant anything that I've done in the past to Gwinnett because Gwinnett is unique. Gwinnett has its own qualities and attributes. So we together have to learn what works for Gwinnett so that through my expertise and yours, we can collectively work to build a path forward. Cuando hace 2 o 3 días me preguntaron qué cosas de mi trabajo anterior voy a implementar aquí en Gwinnett. Y una de las cosas que yo le comenté al grupo en ese entonces es que no puedo implementar lo que hice en el pasado, sino aprender de lo que está sucediendo aquí para desarrollar un plan para Gwinnett. Porque Gwinnett tiene sus cualidades únicas que yo tengo que entender y trabajar con ustedes para poder desarrollarlo juntos. And as we are thinking of our vision forward, there are some things that I'm hoping to do. One, reading seems to be an area of development that we need to strategically work together. So setting up a commitment to fully understand what is the scope of our curricula and what are some of the things that we can do collectively together to strengthen the work we're doing, to enhance reading, to improve graduation rates, and to ensure that every single child in our organization has the tools they need to succeed. So that when we talk about the work, we're talking about every child, we're talking about every school, we're talking about every family, and we're talking about every educator that is helping us do this work on behalf of children. And making sure that the supports that we're putting in place are equitable and ensures that every child is able to obtain the tools they need to achieve their ultimate potential. Una de las cosas que quiero asegurarme mientras estamos desarrollando la visión para el distrito es que en mirar el currículo y en 3 años asegurarnos de que todos nuestros niños puedan leer, porque ese es un área que he escuchado que se necesita desarrollar, que todos nuestros estudiantes se puedan graduar, pero para hacer eso tenemos que pensar en cada niño, en cada escuela, en cada familia y en cada educadora que está trabajando o educador que está trabajando con nuestros estudiantes para asegurarse que ellos puedan lograr sus sueños. Y hay varias cosas que estratégicamente tenemos que pensar. There are many things that strategically we need to think about. We need to talk about academic acceleration. We need to talk about belonging and culture. A child you can give them all the academic tools you want, but if they don't feel that they belong, they don't see themselves in the curricula that we are utilizing to support them, it will become very challenging for them to succeed. We need to have a future-forward, future-ready focus. AI has thrown a wrench in what we do in education, and we have to really think about what are the tools that we need to strategically build into our curricula and our thinking to ensure that students have the tools they need to be prepared for the future, a future that is yet to be determined, because if you've been following what's happening in AI, every second there's something new and better that could be utilized. So how are we, one, building capacity in the organization for those who are coming in front of our children to have the tools they need to support students? What are the safety tools that we have to have in place to ensure that these tools are being used responsibly? And what are the strategies that students need to know, irregardless of how AI and advancements are changing and in their development? I just came across a statistic that said that right now employers are more willing to hire students, employees that lack experience but have AI competency. So that tells us that the work that we have to do in schools has to shift because the industry is shifting already. So as we're thinking about the work, we have to really have a future-forward mindset and start strategizing and thinking about what are those critical skills that students need to have, irregardless of not knowing what the future lays ahead. And finally, this work cannot happen without family and community. So how are we bringing all of the resources in this very rich community forward so that we can use it to enhance and improve what we do on behalf of our scholars? So, como comencé a decir, la estrategia es inmensa y complicada. Tenemos que pensar cómo aceleramos el proceso académico de todos nuestros estudiantes para que nos aseguremos que todos puedan lograr sus metas. A la misma vez, tenemos que asegurarnos que ellos se sientan parte de la comunidad, que puedan ver en el currículo que utilicemos, se puedan ver ellos mismos en esos materiales. Y sabemos que si un niño no se siente parte de la comunidad, es muy difícil, le podemos dar todas las herramientas académicas y ellos no van a poder progresar. A la misma vez, la inteligencia artificial ha progresado bastante y es algo que ha dado un impacto en el área académica que tenemos que tomar en cuenta. especialmente porque la industria ahora mismo está buscando que la persona que entra a los trabajos tenga proficiencia en el área de inteligencia artificial. So, hay muchas cosas que están moviéndose a un paso bien rápido y tenemos que asegurarnos que mientras vamos desarrollando a nuestros estudiantes, tenemos eso en mente. A la misma vez estamos planeando un futuro que se está todavía desarrollando. So, tenemos que pensar cuáles son esas herramientas que los estudiantes necesitan para poder ser exitosos en el futuro. Y a la misma vez, este trabajo no se hace solo, se requiere comunidad, se requiere trabajar con nuestras familias. Y todas esas cosas las tenemos que tener pendiente mientras hacemos el trabajo. And I know this work is possible. I've done this work before. I know that great achievement can be attained when good strategic thinking, planning, and processes are in place. And when we do it collectively together as a community of educators and learners. I've been able to increase graduation rates that were at a decline in the 80s to almost 93% in my current district. I have been able to reduce chronic absenteeism even below the state averages at a significant rate. I've also have been able to improve literacy and mathematics scores across the continuum, particularly for those students that had been struggling the most, our MLLs and students receiving special education services. Yo sé que el trabajo se puede hacer, ese trabajo yo lo he hecho. Se requiere estrategia, planificación y trabajo en comunidad. Yo entré a un distrito donde la graduación estaba en los 80 y seguía bajando año tras año. Y cuando yo entré, logré cambiar esas estadísticas y moví el nivel de graduación a casi 93%. Reducí la tendencia de los niños no asistir a la escuela y tener asistencia crónica. Y a la misma vez desarrollé un plan donde aumentó la proficiencia de inglés y matemática a todos niveles en el sistema educativo donde trabajé, especialmente para aquellos niños recibiendo servicios bilingües y recibiendo servicios de educación especial. So sí se puede. This work can be done. And I'm looking forward to doing that work alongside you here. And to do that work, one of the first things that I'm doing, I'm looking to launch a 100-day plan that will allow me to listen and learn, to engage in data to engage in data analysis and diagnostics, to allow me to see what is happening currently in the organization that is working well, what are some of the things that need to be improved so that we can continue to elevate excellence across the organization. At the same time, bringing different constituents to the conversation and forming different task forces of people that will help inform the work ahead. And then being able then to communicate those findings that will then support the work that we need to do to develop the district's next strategic plan that will help set the path forward for the next 5 years. Y para hacer este trabajo, voy a comenzar desarrollando un plan estratégico de los primeros 100 días, donde voy a comenzar a escuchar y a comprender qué está pasando en la organización. Voy a tomar tiempo para analizar los datos y todas las cosas que han pasado hasta ahora, para después utilizar esa información para desarrollar un plan de acción junto a un plan estratégico para los próximos 5 años que van a informar lo que tenemos que hacer como comunidad para mover el sistema. At the same time, I'm also learning the unique needs of every cluster, right? There's no one size fits all when we do the work. Every cluster has different priorities, has different needs, and we have to look at these different needs and priorities carefully as we develop our plans so that we ensure that when we provide support, we're doing it in meaningful, thoughtful ways that will yield positive outcomes for our schools and in turn, most importantly, for our scholars. What I've learned so far about District 5 is that it's rich in its diversity, that it's developed grade A schools of distinction, that it's demonstrated improvement in non-exclusionary disciplinary practices, that it also has elevated literacy achievement. It also has improved its chronic absenteeism. It has expanded its dual language immersion programs. It also has developed a health science pathway, and it's also rising graduation rates. At the same time, I've also learned that academic achievement continues to be an area of development, and we have to look at this deeply and carefully. I've noticed that, particularly for students receiving special education services and MLLs, there's opportunity for growth and improvement. Also, special education services could be enhanced and better supported. There's a concern around overcrowding, as well as looking at what is accessible and developing opportunities for scholars, and what are the potential things that we can do collectively together to improve that. He aprendido muchas cosas sobre el Distrito 5. Es muy rico en diversidad. También tiene muchos programas que avanzan el plan académico de nuestros estudiantes para coger cursos a nivel universitario. También tienen un programa exclusivo para mirar las diferentes áreas de disciplina. Han mejorado en asistencia, también han mejorado en el desarrollo de programas de idioma dual. Han mejorado en el nivel de graduación y también tienen ahora una área de médica que han desarrollado. A la misma vez hay áreas de mejora que podemos mirar. Por ejemplo, hay áreas para poder mejorar el plan académico. También los servicios de educación especial y a la misma vez los apoyos para los programas bilingües. Tienen una preocupación porque las clases son a veces muy grandes, porque hay muchos estudiantes aquí en esta área. Y también hay muchas preguntas sobre los programas que los niños tienen accesibilidad y la posibilidad de desarrollar más programas para nuestros estudiantes. So, having this basic understanding now opens the door for my for more continuous opportunities for me to listen, learn, and engage. And I'm looking forward to having different cohorts of community members, educators, leaders, in conversations throughout the scope of the next several months to allow me to better understand Gwinnett so that we can set the best path forward for the future. I want to thank you for this opportunity this evening, for you to get to know me a little better, and for me to get to know you as well. Quiero darle las gracias por darme la oportunidad de estar aquí hoy, para yo aprender un poco de ustedes y ustedes poder aprender un poco de mí. Thank you.
Thank you, Dr. Estrella. I appreciate what you've shared with us tonight, and I'm energized about the work that is ahead before us as we continue to work together as a governance team. We'll begin with a few frequently asked questions from District 5. Then we'll move into questions submitted through Slido. Use the QR code that's on the screen to join the conversation. If you see a question you'd like for us to address, please select the thumbs up so we can prioritize what matters most to you. As we move through the discussion, we will keep our focus on students and on the future. We'll keep our focus on how we will continue strengthening Gwinnett County Public Schools together through Dr. Estrella's leadership with equity, belonging, and student success at the center. Dr. Taylor is available to help address any questions related to this current school year or ongoing operations. And if we are unable to get to your questions tonight, please email myschoolboard@gcpsk12.org and we will follow up. We will also follow up with the frequently asked questions section on our website after all of our town hall meetings have concluded. So let's get started. So joining us is Rehan Tariq, an exceptional student from Meadow Creek High School. And Rehan, you just came from
Stanford. Yeah.
Like he just flew in from Stanford. And full scholarship, and just seeing you, Rehan, just grow from last year to now, and how you've just really progressed in your leadership.
Thank you, Dr.
It's really
Therese.
nice to have you here and to share the stage with our new superintendent,
Of course.
and for you to participate in this. So super proud of you, full scholarship, Stanford, and a product of Meadow Creek High School. Very, very proud of you.
Thank you.
All right, I'll turn this over to you, Rehan.
All right, Dr. Estrella, I'm glad to have all you guys here today, but we got some dying questions that we need to have answered.
Okay.
So, Dr. Estrella, we welcome you here to Meadow Creek High School and Gwinnett County Public Schools. But obviously, you know, Connecticut and Georgia are a good bit of ways away. And we want to know, what are some similarities between your previous county, which is Norwalk Schools, and Gwinnett County Public Schools?
I think one of the biggest similarity amongst the two different communities is the passion and love that people have for children, and making sure that all the children within the school system thrive and excel, and the commitment and investment that both communities have in making sure that the future of Norwalk as well as Gwinnett is well prepared to lead the way in the future.
That's amazing. All right. So, with Gwinnett County being so large and so diverse, how do you plan on becoming more familiar or extremely familiar with all of our schools? As you mentioned, we are extremely diverse, and no district is the same. So, how do you plan on actually, becoming familiar and getting accustomed to all of us?
So I already started that journey. I've had the privilege every time that I've engaged in a town hall to visit the schools, have conversations with the school leader. I want to thank Dr. Wood for doing a wonderful walkthrough of Middle Creek today. I was able to speak to scholars, staff, and was able to tour the facility. And I'm hoping that throughout the scope of the next few months, I've already started my list of 143 schools, and I've spoken to Dr. Taylor of obtaining a map of the entire county so that I can start putting my pins in every time I visit a site, and gather the information of what every community wants, hopes to see, and through cohort conversations, continue dialogue with the community around the things that are important to members of the different clusters as well as schools, so that I can develop a plan of action that will be informative but also mindful of the different needs within the different clusters.
That's amazing. I hope you have some good walking shoes, because you'll find out some of these schools are pretty big.
I did tell Dr. Woods that I should have brought my sneakers today.
All right, so we've been talking a lot about adult leaders and the future of leadership. But as students, we know that we want our voices to be heard. So how do you think students can actually contribute their ideas, for the future of Gwinnett County Public Schools?
Student voice to me is really important. So I already know that there are certain structures in the district that allow the opportunity for me to engage through different council groups. So I'm looking forward to engage with student leadership. And also, as I visit schools, I will be asking students to join me in small group conversations so that I can learn from a diverse student body and all the different constituents within the student body, particularly because you have student leadership groups and other clubs and organizations within the school that represent different needs and aspirations amongst our students. So I'm going to use that avenue as one way of engaging. And I also will like to form little cohort conversations that students can join, so that will allow them to contribute their thoughts and ideas as we're planning the work forward.
That's amazing. I'm just curious, how would you say your cultural identity and your own personal experience have influenced the way you lead?
Well, I think, wow, that's a good question. I am extremely proud of being an Afro-Latina. And when I walk into the room, that's undeniable. So I think I lead with pride on who I am, where I come from, because I lean on the shoulders of many who worked really hard for me to sit where I am today. And I understand the important responsibility that I have as being the first Latina in this county to lead this district and what that represents.
Yeah, give her a hand, guys.
You want to say anything?
So as I enter the room, I am unconditionally who I am, and I want every woman that enters the role of leadership to always be proud of who they are and what they represent. And I lean on many shoulders, so I carry that with pride.
That's amazing. You know, I'm sad to be a graduating senior. I know GCPS, the hands of GCPS is left, really well, and I'm excited to see what you have in store for Gwinnett County Public Schools.
Well, I'm excited to see what you're going to do and what you're going to bring back to Gwinnett.
Yeah, of course, 100%.
Because we hope to see you share your experience with other scholars, and we will be following your journey too.
Of course. Yeah. Well, Dr. Shreya, I thank you guys for having me here. That was the end of my questions. So thank you. That message was very, very powerful there. We're really excited to have you, and welcome to Gwinnett County Public Schools.
I'm excited to be part of your team.
We're so proud of you. Good. All right, y'all ready? All right, now is the time for y'all to pull up, scroll up. Y'all did that already? Did you scan it? All right, good. Okay, so now we're going to start our question Q&A portion of the evening, and we'll start with the first question. Okay, because I was going to say, if you expect me to read that right there, I can't even see that, but I'll read the screen because that's real. All right, here we go. Gwinnett has a 2026 legislative priority to increase salaries to retain staff. Beyond pay, what specific cultural shifts do you plan to implement to reduce the administrative burden on teachers and improve daily morale? Y'all like that question. That's the number one question.
So, is this mic working or is my, okay, good. I don't have to lean forward. So I think the first thing that is really critical for me to understand are what are the support structures in place right now for our educators? What is the professional learning experience? What is the planning time available for our educators? How are teachers collaborating together in support of one another? What are the support structures to ensure that they have the tools they need to be effective in the classroom? I think that's one of the most critical things that I need to build an understanding around that will help me then develop strategies and systems and support to ensure that our teachers can thrive. I think also thinking about what are the areas in which teachers find that they're struggling with or see the biggest challenges in, what are leading to those challenges or areas of concern are important for me to understand as I listen and learn so that then we can work collectively together to address those areas and those things improving will automatically to me enhance and improve morale.
Excellent. Thank you. Our next question. In your first 100 days, how do you plan to ensure that feedback from frontline teachers and parents actually reaches your office without being filtered by central office leadership or school administration?
So we started those conversations this past Saturday. I had the opportunity I opened the conversation for GCAE to invite teachers that wanted to come and engage in a conversation with me. I already had some really good productive dialogue with some of our educators. As I visit schools and I have the opportunity to talk to staff, I will be soliciting their input and learning from them. What is their lived experience? What are some of the things that they would like to see different? What are some of the things that are working well that they would like to see continue? As part of the strategic planning work and the first 100-day conversations, there will be cohort groups of teacher opportunities to engage in discussion that teachers will be able to sign up, that will be unfiltered because they will be specifically for teachers, with me, and I will be listening, learning from you. What are the things that are top of mind for you as things that are good in the organization, as well as things that need improvement within the organization.
Thank you. Gwinnett has a 2026 legislative priority.
Oh, that's repeated.
Next. Many families want to be involved but don't always feel heard. How will you listen and learn, tour, make it easier for Latino families to share their concerns, ideas, and hopes for our schools?
So through my listening and learning conversations, I will understand why families don't feel heard. So opening up those opportunities to listen to our families. What is their lived experience? What are the things that they've brought to the table that they feel have not yielded the type of outcomes they're hoping to see? And through those conversations, I'm looking forward to making families feel more heard and listened to, because the information that they provide will inform our strategic planning moving forward. And if part of the discussion yields that there's work that needs to be done around engagement, then that will potentially elevate to become one of the pillars within our strategic plan.
Thank you, Dr. Estrella.
I just have to say, Dr. Taylor, remember last year when you were up here and you said it was really hot? They listened because it's freezing up here right now. I'm turning blue.
I'm not that cold, actually. It's just that time of life, but it's like nice to get some nice, fresh, cool air up here. How will you ensure that multilingual learners have equal access to advanced courses, enrichment programs, and extracurricular activities as they develop English proficiency?
So one of the things that is really important for me is what is our philosophy around programming for students? Do we put students into programs because this is the program we already have, or do we design programs that meet the needs of students? And to me, it's really important that we design programs that meet the needs of students. And if that's not happening, then there's change that needs to occur within the organization. Because if we want our children to thrive and achieve, we cannot see language as a deficit. A lot of times when English language learners come into our communities, we see them as empty vessels, and they're not. Sometimes they have lived experiences that surpass many adults that are in front of them every day. And I think it's important to put that at the forefront. So I think it's important that we think about what are the strategies and tools that we need to bring into the classroom to ensure that all students have access to rigorous, high-level academic experiences, because language should not be a barrier. Language is something that is developed in the context of academic knowledge and development. It's not a hindrance to attain or have access to it.
Great job. All right, the next question, Dr. Estrella. As you learn about our district, how will you balance academic goals with supports for students' social, emotional, and mental well-being?
One of the things that I mentioned earlier in terms of strategic priorities is building a sense of belonging. And part of developing a good state of mind and supporting students' mental health and making sure that students feel that they are part of the community, that they belong in the community, that they're being seen in the community. And that work does not happen in isolation to the work that we have to do in academics. And one of the things I mentioned earlier was the piece around students seeing themselves in the curricula that we're teaching. Part of developing a good state of mind for students is making sure they see themselves in the work, and that through community building activities and supports that they also feel a sense of belonging, because everyone in the community is working towards ensuring that every child is seen. And through that, we both can tackle the academic as well as the social emotional needs of our scholars. And I know that it's complex, but keeping those elements at the forefront will set the path to effectively support scholars.
Thank you. How do you plan to balance the specific needs of our growing Hispanic community without diminishing the resources or visibility and educational experience of student groups who have long been a part of the Gwinnett County system?
So I think the work needs to be focused on every child and what every child needs, right? I think that there's this mindset that when we engage in equitable processes, that someone winds up losing. When in reality, giving every child what they need allows everybody to win. So whether you were here before or you just got here now, everyone in our community is valuable. It's not based on how long you've been in the community that we set the structures necessary to ensure that you have what you need to thrive. And it doesn't take away from anyone that we make sure that every child has what they need. It is our responsibility to ensure that every child in this organization has the tools that they need so that they can succeed and make sure that their dreams are fulfilled because we're setting that path, not that their dreams are inhibited because we're not giving them the opportunity. So I don't see it as a loss, I see it as value added, having people that are new here benefiting from getting what they need, as well as also others continuing to get what they received.
Y'all see this? She's just brilliant. Y'all see this shine? It's like, well, I'm so excited, y'all. I just can't hold myself. I'm sitting here like, oh my God, this is like awesome. Like, okay, so what steps will you take to build trust with families who may have had limited or challenging interactions with schools in the past?
I think limited, I would have to understand why their experiences have been limited. Sometimes life circumstances, because of socioeconomic disparities where people have to work multiple jobs or have diverse responsibilities, limit families from having access to our school environment. So one is understanding what families need to stay engaged, and also being very careful about how we define engagement in schools. Because a lot of times there's a misconception that because parents are not physically present, that they're not engaged, and that's not always true. So to me is first understanding what is limiting our families to be part of our experience, and what do we as an organization need to change to make sure that they have more opportunities to be part of the great things that are happening in our schools. Those have had challenging experience, I would have to understand what led to those challenges, and are there systemic patterns that are leading to for families to have these challenges? And if that's the case, then what do we have to do collectively different to change those systems that are creating limitations so that we ensure that all of our families feel welcome, supported, and if there is a challenge, that they feel that there's an effort to problem solve together to reach a resolution. That's all.
All right. Thank you, Dr. Estrella, for displaying your brilliance tonight, as always, and for really engaging with our community and answering the questions with authenticity and honesty, and we really appreciate your leadership. We also want to thank everyone tonight for coming out. We appreciate your presence tonight. I want to give a special thank you again to our Meadow Creek High School principal, Dr. Wood, administration, staff. I want to thank our media team here tonight, security team, our, again, custodians, and our students that make this, and teachers that make this evening possible. Thank you to Dr. Taylor and staff and the leadership team for supporting all of this work and this whole year-long process of engaging in our superintendent search. And just everyone tonight, just know that we remain committed. The school board, Dr. Estrella, our staff, we all remain committed to ensuring that each and every child in every classroom and every community knows that they belong. It means that we'll continue to listen, continue to grow, and we'll continue to move forward together with purpose and with care. I want to leave you with words from Julio Alvarez. It says, "We cannot change what we are not aware of, but once we are aware, we cannot help but change." And that awareness is in this room. It's in the voices, it's in the presence, and it's in the leadership of Dr. Estrella. So if you all would like more information about our town halls, please attend the other 2 town hall meetings we have this week. Visit our website. We will have a frequently asked questions of some of the questions that you all have presented in our website. If you would like more information, again, you can email us at GCPS, myschoolboard@gcpsk12.org, or visit our website. We also invite you to join us at the Commons area for a meet and greet. Dr. Estrella will be available until 8 p.m. to meet with each and every one of you if you'd like, if we have, as time allows. And we hope that you will stay to enjoy some refreshments. And Dr. Woods will get on me if I don't say this, but I must say to recognize our Meadow Creek High School students and the culinary team. Y'all, they are brilliant. Listen. You have to try their food, like for real, like they can't cook, okay? But it just so good, and they are like award-winning like culinary team, and I'm just so super proud of them. So when you go to their tables, just congratulate them and thank them. They're really amazing students. So again, thank you all for showing up, and I want to pass this over to Dr. Estrella to give us our closing remarks.
So I want to take a moment to thank the mariachi that was outside.
Yes.
They were phenomenal.
Thank you.
And our ROTC scholars also this evening. And I want to thank all of you for giving me the opportunity to share a little piece of me, to answer some of your questions. I know these are just some of the many that I would love to listen, learn from, and engage in more conversations. I'm looking forward. I think the best part of the town hall for me is the meet and greet outside so that we can get to know each other a little bit better. So thank you again for being here, and I'm really excited to be your superintendent effective July 1st. I can't wait. So again, thank you, and onward and upward. I'm looking forward to what we'll do together. Thank you.